Alright, g'day, hi and welcome guys. Okay, I give you my freshly named craziest guitar I've ever owned, Mr.Viciouse. Love this guitar, but Mr.Viciouse, I've pretty much got him a little over a year ago, and the action, very gentle with that. I don't know if this will pick it up or not, but that's factory setting, which is not bad. It's not bad. But I think I can get much better than that. It's not that this guitar is hard to play at all. It's not at that it plays itself kind of mode. And I find, especially on the low E, it's a little bit higher than I'd like. So the neck, I don't think I have to do any adjustment on the neck, but I'm going to show you the bridge. See if I can get the lighting good. You'll notice, and I just noticed this when I looked at it the other day, because I hadn't actually looked at it when I bought it, since I bought it. That's a cool view. But the high E is almost all the way down. There's maybe about a turn and a half max left on that. And I don't know if that's going to be enough to get it down where I want to. And the other side is up a lot higher, and I know that definitely has to come down. My only fear is, because I don't have adjustment on the tailpiece like on a Gibson, that I'm hoping I won't have to re-intonate. I don't think I will. But I'm hoping that it can go low enough so I can get that, plays itself without buzzing, kind of feel to it. Again, it's not bad the way it is, and that I'm able to not have to do much of adjustment if I do have to. But I also want to make sure that the bridge tension, the strings across the bridge, is high enough so that what happens is, because you are kind of limited on the amount of adjustments you can do on this guitar because of this. If you don't have enough tension across the bridge, right, what happens is you get, usually the G string, you don't notice it maybe in your room when you're practicing. You get out on stage with the thing and you're at concert volume, and all of a sudden you hear this and a buzz here. And it's this ringing sound, really prominent on Les Pauls and SGs because it's the same style bridge. The problem with that is because you can't get enough tension here. Hence why on the Gibsons you got the tailpiece, which can put more tension across the bridge, which takes care of that problem. As you see, I do not have that. But I'm wondering if the way that this is arced, if that settles that problem. So we'll see. The other way is, you might have to do an adjustment here, but you can see, like, with these bridges, you don't get a lot of adjustment. You get maybe ½ inch the whole way from one end to the other, maybe a little more than ½ inch. And you're already kind of at the, the pinnacle where you can go. And usually what ends up happening when you lower down, usually you have to put more tension on the G string. And when you do, usually you end up breaking the string if it's too high, right? And if the G string is too high, your B goes too low, and then what happens is that it just sounds crazy. Right now, perfect tension the whole way across this guitar. But, and again, this guitar, I'm doing sweep picking, arpeggios, all kinds of crazy. This is Mr.Viciouse after all. But you can see, like, I'd like to take that down to about there, if I can do it without buzzing. Now, truss rod. Okay, the truss rod, I don't need a truss rod adjustment at current. Okay, so we'll go like this, like that, and just barely, right? Just barely. You can't get any better than that. And I don't like to touch the truss rod if I do not have to touch the truss rod. I just noticed I didn't take the plastic off that. Anyway, I get these things home, and I get so excited, I just start playing them, and I don't even take all the plastic off. But anyway, yeah, from about here, 12th fret, now your truss rod is only going to really give you movement, say up to about the 7th to 9th fret, because this is, the truss rod's from here to about here, right? So it's going to about here. So this is where, you're going to bring that back or bring that forward. So if you have to do the adjustment, I'm hoping I don't have to. I think I'm going to be able to get away with it. But if I can just bring this down a little bit and it doesn't buzz here, then I'm laughing. If it buzzes here, then I'm into a truss rod adjustment. So the way I do it, maybe this is the right way, maybe this is the wrong way. It's just the way I do it. Is I tend to put these guys as low as I get them, okay, till it's all basically touching. And then what I do is I bring it up and I work my buzz back. So if I get a buzz here, I raise it up a bit more. If it's here, I raise it up a bit more until I get no buzzing the whole way while playing. So like, you know, if I'm doing, say, like a C sharp minor chord, okay, that beautiful right here, but I get buzzing somewhere. Well, then I gotta, you know, compensate for that. If I can bring this down, say, that's about a 16th right there, that might be just enough. And the reason why is because when I'm doing my arpeggios, you know, that E minor arpeggio, that you don't have to hear it, but you can kind of, so I'm like starting here. See here? Yeah. I'm like going like here, and then I'm going like here, right? Right, and I'm coming back. But see, it's a little high. So that's why we're talking refinement here. So if I can get away with it, it just makes the guitar play that much better, which if you play better, you sound better, it's crazier. And, you know, a guitar at this level, you want to maximize it. Now, after I get the action where I want, this is where, careful, you don't want to make it angry. The Duncan Distortions, best pickups ever. If they come down, if this action comes down like that, I may get a phasing sound, string pull from the magneticness. Okay, I'm lost time here. The magnetic string pull might give you a phasing sound, like a wing, 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 wing kind of thing. I know it sounds funny, but I may have to lower the pickups a little bit to compensate for, you know, the drop. And also, if I lower too much and the string's actually hitting the pickup, you have to lower it. But these pickups, you know, are in insane mode to begin with. I don't know how much more I can drop this pickup if I needed to, but you can already see, okay, if I'm on the 22nd fret, that's like almost touching. I don't know if the camera can pick it up or not, but that's like almost touching the pickups as it is. I'm amazed they haven't phased being that low, because I had that happen to an Ibanez I used to have, where I made an adjustment, and suddenly every time I'd play, I'd get this weird phasing sound from about the 15th fret up, and it would just be like dee wing 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 like that the whole way, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And then the guitar tech at Steve's Music at the time, Kevin, real nice guy. I don't know if he still works there or not, but he was like, he raised it up a bit, or he lowered the pickup, or he raised the bridge. I can't remember. And then he explained it to me. This is what, okay, hey, stupid kid, this is what you did. You know what I mean? And he had his way of explaining things that you would understand, and he would show you so that you wouldn't bug him again. You know what I mean? He was a really cool guy. He really was. I learned so much about guitar stuff from him. Him being guitar tech. Any question you could think of about guitars, this guy had the answer. Like, that's all he did, right? He was sick of guitars. But 2 seconds looking at your guitar, he'd tell you exactly, like, whatever problem you think you've never heard of before that you have, he's dealt with it 10 times or 100 times, right? So, but that's the way I'm doing it. I didn't learn how to set up a guitar from him. I wish I would have. And I know there's people do it different ways, whatever, and everybody criticizes, but I get away with what I can get away with. And what you're going for at the end of the day, I'll have to wrap this up, is that each note rings out cleanly, and right. But you also don't want, like, what I find is when I'm doing my sweeps, like when I'm doing my shredding, it's fine, but I find I'm just getting a little bit of a hang up. Like my finger kind of wants to sort of grab a string before. So if I'm trying to do, you know, something really, it's hard to do in one hand here. Hold up the guitar and whatever, but yeah, so we'll put it like that. So if I'm trying to do something like a, right there is where I get kind of a little bit of a hang up, right? So if I can get it, I like to be able to just like, you know what I mean? So I find it's just a little bit high. So anyway, we'll see what I'm going to try it. We'll see how it comes out, and then I'll keep you updated when I get it set the way I want it set. All right, so let's do some work on Mr. Vicious here.